Okay, we're live. I am so much more nervous this time. Because first of all, I don't know, I think I'm like putting more pressure on I feel like I have something to lose almost, which is kind of silly because I don't know, I've done just 2 live streams and I don't know what I'm losing, but I know I turned off Bluetooth. I checked about 3 times. What happened yesterday, first of all, I'm just like, I have a fear that I'm like not gonna be able to talk or not know how to talk. And I'm also like, when I first said I have more pressure on myself this time, like the other 2 lives, I wasn't as much planning out as much what I was gonna like say beforehand. Like, I'll think of a topic, kind of. I think the last one actually, I don't know if I even thought of the topic that much beforehand. So I definitely had overthinking this time. And then I just like want to be in the moment and not hypervigilant and thinking what I'm going to say. But then I'm like planning it during the live now, almost ahead in my head. And then I just don't want it to come out unnatural and whatever. So, or that I'm trying too hard. Like, I'm trying to be funny. Like, I was coming up with ways to say what I was going to express. And then it's just like, oh, you're such a tryhard. But anyways, I'm just going to try and not care. So, yeah, what happened yesterday when I did my live was the other time I was not in a car, and my car automatically connects my phone audio to my Bluetooth in my car. And so I made a mental note when I go live to turn off my Bluetooth. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to turn off the Bluetooth. And somehow I forgot, or maybe I thought that the car was off. Like, it didn't click for me. The car was fully off, but the radio will stay on in my car even though I turn it off for until you like open the door or until it shuts down to save the battery. So it was still going through Bluetooth, and didn't know that till after I watched a bit of the live just to make sure everything was A-okay, and it was not A-okay. And it really it bugged me so much because I felt actually good about the live stream. I felt like, I'm always picking myself apart and cringing at myself or thinking I could have done better or whatever. And I thought, wow, that went really well. And I thought it was cool that I was able to express something that was like an awkward situation for me. Like, until now, I just couldn't, I think, really say these things out loud. Like, I couldn't even journal about it. I just didn't want to think about it. I would be cringing just so hard about like what I thought was such an embarrassing situation or something. So I was like, oh, I told my little story and I explained myself, I think pretty well. It went pretty well. Like, it was succinct enough and then when I watched it and realized the audio was going out of my Bluetooth speaker in my car instead of the iPhone mic, I just felt all these intense feelings, and I just saw that 2 people are watching, and now there's an extra pressure I'm putting on myself, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, I've been obsessing about the audio since I found out that the audio was, sucky. I was just like, it just pains my soul just to hear audio like that. And I'm honestly like a sensory person. Like, I don't know if that's even a sensory person. I've really been noticing the last year or so, like, why, like, I realized triggers that I didn't really know as much, like with sounds. Like, I would just get really irritated when my partner was like, I would just turn into a big old biatch, like when he was talking, like I get really immediately irritated and stuff. And honestly, I realized too, I was like, oh, that's maybe why my mom also has that. Like, I have an ADHD type of brain, and I realized, oh, that's like part of it. Not to like like I like the labels in the terms of like explaining, like, I'm having these symptoms of this like disorder, like what we call a disorder. But a lot of people are this way with their brain, or just they're more sensitive to sounds. So when I hear something that sounds like absolute poop, I'm just like already irritated, I guess. And then when I know other people have to listen to that, I actually feel, I was trying to figure out, like, is this actual guilt? Like, I'm getting better. I'm not having as intense reactions when I have something that bothers me or cringe about. But like the panic I feel, like, it's so much more than just, oh, that, it really sucks that, my audio is bad. It's like, I feel like I did something wrong. I feel like I did something wrong. I'm like, I'm in trouble and I'm not, I didn't do anything wrong. It was a mistake, but it's like, I'm so much more uncomfortable having that live up. And the first live, I don't even have any uncomfortableness of that being there. But when I went and I looked, or I was just in my account, and then I saw, like, after I record it live, then more people are watching, and then, like, I'm like, oh no, like, every time someone new watches it, I feel for them. Like, I feel the pain, the audio, and I just can't imagine. I didn't test it with headphones or anything. I was just playing it out loud on my phone, and I just can't imagine. It's hard to, anyways. But then I also thought, it's more incentive to just keep filming and doing what I'm doing. But it was just tough, because I'm like, okay, I pushed myself to film and record and this, I explain this, and it's like, oh, can anyone even understand it? But it's okay. So I don't know, that's all I have to say today. It's already getting cold in the car, because it's like -20. I thought spring was gonna come early this year, but no, it's not. So I think that's all I have to say today. And yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna keep pushing myself to do these. It is really a good practice for me, because of the why, like, I wanted to talk about the perfectionism in general, actually. I was gonna log off, but maybe now I'll go on my little spiel about the perfectionism, if I can remember what I was even gonna say about that. Now my mind's blank, but at least I'm present. I'm feeling actually calm in my body. When I started this, was not feeling calm in my body, but now I'm calm in my body. But yeah, the live streams are helping me with my perfectionism, to not pre-plan. Like, I don't have as much of a chance. Like I said, today I was starting to pre-plan more of what I was gonna say, more than the other two lives. But it's when I film a video, it just, my layers of perfectionism that get in the way of me posting, like, just filming it. For starters, I'm already thinking of editing too. It's like, then it just becomes so unnatural, because it's like I'm trying to have less work to do editing, so I'm like planning about, I don't know, and then I mess up, and then I'm like, oh, I could do that better. So then I re-say a sentence, like I pause, give enough pause so that I can make a clean cut when I edit, and this and that. And then just when I watch it back, I'll just think, oh, I'm gonna need a lot of editing, because it's really boring, and like, who's gonna watch this? Or I'm always like filtering it through what the people will think, and I'm trying not to do that now. And so yeah, it's a miracle that I'm just posting in general. So yeah, we're working through the perfectionism. now that I've moved on from the last bad audio of the last live stream, like I feel like this is full closure. I can finally just move on, and it's like, okay, there's gonna be more videos. I just held all this weight to it too, that like maybe I had this fear that I can't do that again, like when I talked, or I don't know, I'm like, when is there gonna be another situation that I can talk about that's relatable? Or like, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more awkward situations for me, because I'm embracing the awkwardness. I'm letting the awkwardness be and be shown, because I just don't even, my body doesn't even have the energy anymore to pretend. So that's where we're at. And have a lovely day. We will see you in the next one.